Hey,
Your
most
hamstring.
Sider's going to win Rookie of the Year, right?
He better.
He's got to, right?
What? There's something there that makes sense to me. So don't, I guess the word is don't poo-poo it.
D-Mac.
Yeah.
Dylan Larkin in the post-game presser said something to the effect of, the effort was better. We wanted to be better last night. And I don't know. Again, I go back to the story I told D-Mac when I was talking with my friends last night where it's 4-4. They coughed up the lead, and I was like, well, it was better. And D-Mac's just get like that look right there. D-Mac's giving me the Yzerman the Yzerman look right now. But D-Mac,
They played harder.
They did.
It's more glaring of the. It's almost the intent. They're not intense and they're not hard in the hard spots, especially out front of their net. And the way that, the Rangers and other teams have been able to utilize a lot of it is that first pass. And there was a couple that one went offside and stuff like the bounces. But here's the apparentness. So what you're saying, what it should be is they play is I can't blame Nedeljkovic for the way that he's played and different things like that, even though you say, how can you with the goals against? He's got nothing in front of them. They'll play good, look good, and then boom, breakdown, right? Tic-tac-toe. You look at the tying goal, I know it was a power play, but there's three guys standing out front, not even touched, guys going after sticks and stuff, so that's not winning.
Well, the thing with me, D-Mac, is on those plays, you talked about that game-tying goal and then the game winner. And look, me, you forgot more about hockey today than I'll know. But even I saw that developing and where the position of where everybody was on the ice. And I looked up at the television. I said, they're going to score here. And then 2.5 seconds later, they scored.
You just know.
Yeah, but and this has become like a common occurrence, man.
That's the consistency, and that's the whole thing, right? That's why everything everybody's saying and not arguing with, it's just that don't act like we're 2 or 3 years down the line when you got to make these apparent rash decisions and get it out, because you're at the beginning, not the end. And the big thing is that the guy who's putting it together, Steve Yzerman, understands that. Stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. And that's from experience, not only as a player, but also doing it in Tampa. Because remember, Tampa did it the hard way. Don't you remember when they won the President's Trophy and lost first round to Columbus? And then came back the next year and got pushed again, but was end up to win? Those are the adversity things. So this is only going to, in my opinion, for the team that's going to be here, they can go back and draw on this, right? So, but
I hope something comes out of it.
There's definitely a miss, and it'll be addressed. It'll be addressed. So what the thing is what's happened, Neil, is at the beginning of the year you think, okay, hopefully we got 4 guys, 5 guys that are going to be here, whatever. Oh, the year begins to the All-Star break. Oh, man, maybe we got 8 or 9, maybe 10. And then after this or whatever, okay, maybe we got 3 or 4 again. Reality checks in, but that means that there's guys coming down the pipe. It's not like...
Hey, most Sider's going to win Rookie of the Year, right?
He better.
He's got to, right?
Dude, I don't know. Chris Osmond's on the Hall of Fame. How do I know what these guys think?
He's got to, right?
What?
That last one was just...
I vote for... I don't know. It seems that everything else is pointing where the pushes to Zegras and pushes to all these other guys, Bunting in Toronto and whatever like that. But talking to all former NHL defensemen or whatever, and their amazement at this kid, right? Yeah, Neil, he should. But so should Kate Cunningham. This was brought to my attention yesterday. Wow. And it says Jeff Blashill, the Red Wings head coach for now, rumors have Yzerman waiting for Igor, his replacement, and Igor Larionov. Really the first time that was brought up.
The professor.
And I always go by my initial reaction, read sort of like in hockey. What'd you say? Russian?
No, the professor.
Oh, the professor, yeah. And you know what? I know he's back over involved, has been involved. I thought he was general managing, but think about that. That might be the play. this might be the play that they're working for. So what it got me to thinking is that the headspace where Bill's at is that Stevie's already ahead, and he's probably already addressed that, whether it's not is or it's not. But I would not like. I'd like to see what the betting odds for Igor Larionov are. Probably plus 1,500, maybe 1,200.
Yeah.
1,000. I'd bet it. I'd bet it.
All right.
That's the
Okay.
same. And I've tried to put it together with the young guys and this and that with everything else. That might be it. Or maybe it's the Igor Sergey thing.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling you, boys, that the band's coming back. He's bringing the band back. But here's the thing. Sergey doing the GM over in Russia and coaching and stuff. Like, there's something there that makes sense to me. So I guess the word is don't poo-poo it.
D-Mac.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
D-Mac. Don't do that to me.
Wait, what did you do before the break? For your pleasure, I just threw one back at you. You can't.
Man. Here we go.
Hey, you can hit me, Pat. Pat, you can hit me. Remember, I'm a deathmatch wrestler. I do hit back. Anyways, that's how you need a bet.
Yeah, all right.
Touche. Right?
It's been going on for years.
Back in the day, we used to call that tennis or ping pong.
Yeah.
In today's day and age, Drapes would call it pickleball.
And the pickleball. There you go. Jenna Newman says, hi, Big D Energy, just checking in, saying hi. I swapped at work, so I can't always keep up with the show. Jenna, appreciate you. Appreciate you sliding in right there. And remember, the podcast page is open as well, Big D Energy, wherever you get your podcast. You can rewind, fast forward, do all that stuff on there. But that is interesting, the Larionov thing, which I hadn't heard of that at all, completely out of left field to me. And I'm not one of these guys, right, where – you know me, D-Mac, where I just don't want it. Well,
he's
like
say Michigan.
Yeah, like just because he played, he's not automatically the fit to be the coach. Like
it's the same reason Steve Eisenman, just because he's the GM and he did the GM whatever like this, but they're out there doing it and coaching. These guys are in the game. It's just not like, out of the dressing room. This is what guys want, being around the game, whether it's been agent-wise, coaching-wise, GM in different leagues and stuff. These guys love being around the game. And why wouldn't it be now to set the sights on getting themselves prepared for this Red Wing team when it's ready? And here's the process. What it's done, responsibility, I think it's sped up the decision-making that Steve had to make. I think in the perfect world, Blashill's here for next year, too. And we're having this conversation at the end of next year, but it's because of the potential this team has instead of, sort of diverting and going the other way, which what happened the end of this season.
Robert says Igor coached Russia in the World Junior Championships last year. So certainly, like this isn't like the typical discussion that we have when we're talking about the Pistons. If they had a coaching opening, someone says, "Well, make Vinnie Johnson the coach. He was the microwave." It's not like that.
There. I would. If Igor Larionov was the coach and he wanted me on his staff, I would seriously consider it. It's the only guy.
Yeah?
Yep.
How would he play? I get the feeling that a guy like Igor Larionov is somebody that doesn't have to raise his voice, that when he walks in the room, if you're a Dylan Larkin, if you're a Mo Sider, you're like, that's Igor Larionov. Listen to what everyone shut up and listen to what this man has to say. And he doesn't have to yell. He doesn't have to be demonstrative.
It's almost like what Ted Lindsay would walk in the room.
Yeah.
The accountability level or whatever like that. You just this is like, and in the hockey world and in the Red Wing locker room, because of what the history means and because Dylan Larkin's the captain, because of him knowing the it's, it's palatial. You know what I'm saying? It's huge. It would be huge just because it brings this sort of, just like when Slav and Igor came to our team as players. There's this legend and lore that is real, and the way that he's set. So I think back of how, Igor, all the things that I learned, like all my history, geography, sort of like a lot of things in life was talking to Igor and sitting down. I mean, I make the joke in my comedy that, we knew him as a professor, but he got screwed because his nickname should have been Google, right? because somebody would ask you a question, to give him an answer you didn't know, and they'd say, that's not right. Where'd you hear that? And they'd say, Igor told me. And they'd be like, oh, it must be true.
Jake Wegener says, fill the Wings front office with my favorite players and shut up and take my money. LOL. And you know what? Again, the Igor thing, and I just heard this. Like, you guys brought it up. D-Mac brought it up. This is the first I've ever heard of it. And upon initial glance, that feels right. And when you talk about coaching Russia at the World Junior Championship, that's not nothing.
And that's World
you know what
Juniors,
I'm saying?
so that's a younger. So he works with
So
the
it
younger
works.
mentality. You know, sort of the kids, the definition. And I know from my personal experience point of view is that the culture Igor Larionov would bring back to the Red Wings is like what's going on now. Niet. No, it's done. It's you know, it's old school, and I think the common denominator when he would sit down and talk to the guys as a group and individually and let them know his journey, because when you understand the man and what he's come from, what he's sacrificed, and how it used to be or whatever, it gives you something that you want to play harder, you know, as a teammate or you know, so be it, even if it's as a coach.